If you want to be able to musty like me, this video is perfect for you. I've put all of my musty flick tutorials into one video and I've got timestamps throughout my video and my description. I've got the best musty flick settings and training packs in my description to help you. Let's hit 30 likes in this video, as every like, comment and sub helps me a lot and reaches new people to this video. I'm going to tell you how to do this mechanic in this video. Use this training pack and I'll be using it. I'll tell you the tips in this video, but musty flicks are mainly just muscle memory and a lot of hours. So I've got training packs and more advice on them in my description. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel, as this boosts my channel on the algorithm and also introduces this video to new people. So let's try and hit 30 likes in this video. I'll be talking about 3 stages: the setup, the musty flick and the double touch. The setup is pretty simple, but you need to go very fast into the edge of the corner of the ball. You want to push the ball up on the corner of the ball so it sticks on the wall and moves closer towards your car. So right in the corner of the ball there's like an edge where the edge of the wall meets the actual wall. You want to push the ball on this part of the field. I'll use a screenshot now on the screen. And you also need to be going around supersonic on this part. The faster you go, the faster your musty flick will be. You can do it really slowly and just musty flick upwards, but I recommend getting as much speed as you can. And the reason you need to dribble on the corner of the ball is so the ball sticks to your car, so you can do the musty flick easier, as the musty will be closer to the ball. The musty flick, you want to hit the ball off the wall of your car. Then wait a small amount of time so the ball is in the air for you to position yourself to fly to. So I normally take a tiny step back when I've got the ball on the ball, and then I boost a tiny bit into the ball to make it go in the air. I'll show an example on the screen now if you don't understand. After you've hit the ball off the ball, you want to position your car just underneath the ball. If you can already do musty flicks in the air, you'll know the perfect position. If not, I've got a screenshot up now to show you it. You need to definitely focus on the height underneath the ball you get on this mechanic, because the perfect height underneath the ball, you'll be able to get the ball towards the backboard. If you're more in line with the ball won't get any height at all, so you need to make sure you're underneath the ball when you do the musty flick. I also get one setup touch before I do the musty flick. This is so I position the ball in the perfect position, what's just in front of me and just above me. The room you give the musty flick is just muscle memory, but you need to do hours and hours of grinding and custom training to get this muscle memory, and it took me literally half a year to actually be able to do these, so make sure you're grinding them for ages and not setting yourself unrealistic expectations. On the musty flick, you need to make your car facing upwards and forwards and not over-rotating. You do this by holding downwards on your joystick after your flip reset timer has ended, so you won't cancel your musty. If you cancel your musty, it will reduce the power and height you get on the ball. So you want to hold boost just after you hit the ball. This is so you'll fly where the ball is going and you'll be in the perfect position in the double touch. It takes a while to explain this flip cancelling so your car's facing forwards and upwards, but I've got a tutorial on my channel that will help you out a lot. This tutorial is in my description as well, and I'll talk about how to make your musty perfect after it so you don't over-rotate, and then you move towards where the ball actually goes. The double touch is something else that's mainly muscle memory. You might see a theme in this mechanic where musty flicks are muscle memory, double touch is muscle memory, and this is true. All of the top freestylers, all they do is just grind training. There's not really much tips towards it. I have a really tight double touch tutorial on my channel and training packs on my channel for more help. But after you do the musty flick, you need to be in car cam. This is so you can see with the balls going on the ball a lot easier. And try and hit right in the corner of the ball as well. This will make the double touch faster, and it will also mean you're more likely to get the ball in the goal. As if you get more of a solid touch, the ball will just hit the back wall again. If you've got any questions, ask me below, as I'll reply to everything. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to be able to do powerful musty flicks in the air. If you find this video helpful, please like and sub as it helps me out massively and helps me reach new people with this video. This mechanic is mainly just muscle memory and training packs and grinding training packs, but I will tell you how to grind training packs and what makes your time most efficient, and I'll also give you some tips on the way. Use this training pack on screen now. There are a few components to this mechanic: your car's positioning, the ball's positioning, and how you do your musty flick. Musty flicks are where you fully rotate or half rotate. The fully rotating ones I call backwards musty flicks, and the ones where you half rotate I call it forwards musty flicks. The backwards ones get the most height and power, so I'd recommend doing those. You can do the half ones, the forwards ones on the floor, but I wouldn't recommend doing them in the air. Something that's very important is the setup for your musty, so the ceiling shots and flip resets. And you need to make sure the ball is really high in the sky. So make sure you're really good at ceiling shots and making the ball high in the air. I've got tutorials for ceiling shots and flip resets on my channel. Your car needs to be slightly underneath the ball so your musty pushes the ball upwards. The distance away from the ball your car needs to be isn't something I can teach you, but it's something you can get muscle memory with. But what I'd recommend is you know what happens when you're too close and too far away from the ball. Then adjust this every single time until you get it perfectly, and then grind it until you get muscle memory. If you're too close to the ball, it will hit the back of your car, and if you're too far away, it will hit the very front of your car or miss the ball. So if this happens, adjust your positioning on your car and on your musty till it's perfect. What I used to do is take videos and clips of me doing them wrong so I can see exactly what I'm doing wrong, then compare it with someone who's got it perfect. Or once I got one perfect one, I would video that and compare it with all of my fails. You can also go into slow-mo and you can try and get the perfect positioning on that in slow motion. Even if you get a decent flick but it's not really flicking the ball that high or that well, you're still too far away from the ball and you need to be slightly lower down as well. The height of your car and ball is really important as well. If you're too far underneath the ball, you'll just miss the ball really. And if you're too far upwards, the ball will go more downwards. So if you want more height on your musty flicks, you need to be a tiny bit below the ball. This is also something I can't give tips about, it's more just muscle memory and you adjusting. I'll show screenshots now of where to be underneath the ball. If you're more in line with the ball, you're more musty flick downwards, and if you're just below the ball, you're more musty flick upwards and towards the backboard. So make sure you're a tiny bit below the ball when you do the musty flick. Using all of these tips, it's really important to grind this out for ages, as the musty flick is mainly just a muscle memory thing. When I learnt them, I never used any tips at all. I just used training packs and grinded those training packs for hours and hours. It took me literally half a year to get good at these, so don't set yourself unrealistic expectations because it will take forever to be good at them. So download my training pack in my description and just grind for months and months. If you've got any questions, ask me below. These settings instantly make you better at musty flicks. I'm going to show you the best camera settings and dead zone settings for musty flicks. They're mainly muscle memory and actual mechanics. I've got tutorials all over my description and channel on how to improve this. I definitely recommend you watch those as you'll improve at musty flicks so much faster. Make sure to like and sub to the video if you haven't already, as it helps me out a ton. Starting off the camera settings, I've got field of view at 110. I don't recommend it at 100 for musty flicks. You can do it, but I prefer 110. Distance, I've got 270. This is you've got more of a view of your car and it's a lot easier to do musty flicks. If you've got it closer, you will find it a lot harder, and that's in my experience and other freestylers' experience. Height 110, I've got this at 110, so you have more of a view of your car, as I said, of the distance as well. And angle, I've got the same theory, -4, so you have more of a view of your car. You can see a lot easier how you're getting your musty flick. You can see the distance between you and the ball, and it's all around just a lot easier. Stiffness, I've got a 0.4. You can have this lower, like 0.2. I do recommend that. What stiffness does, it basically pushes your camera away from your car when you boost. This is really helpful in a lot of scenarios. If you don't like that, put it closer to 1, and if you do like that, put it closer to 0. Swivel speed I've got it at 1. Transition speed I've got it at 1.3. These don't matter too much really. Inverted swivel I've got on. You don't need inverted swivel for Musty flicks, but I do like it for just air dribbles and shots in general. It's just how the camera moves around and I prefer it a lot. Dead zone settings. Now for sensitivity, I prefer to have the sensitivities a lot higher for Musty flicks. What I found out is air dribbling's lower down, it's like one sensitivity is best for air dribbles, and the higher it goes is the better for Musty flicks and flip resets. I'm just used to 2, so that's probably best for me, but I do recommend having it a lot higher if you do want to do Musty flicks. But I think around 2.4 is perfect for me. I like to have a mix between air dribbles and Musty flicks and flip resets, so I think 2.4 is perfect. Controller dead zone, I've got it at 0.1. You can have it higher if you struggle at stalls, but I can stall perfectly at 0.1. So I think the lowest amount of controller dead zone you can do stalls in is the best for you. So I think 0.1 is perfect for me. And dodge dead zone I've got is 0.7. You can have it lower, maybe like 0.5, but 0.7 works for me. And here's all of my car presets.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I ain't going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago. Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah, I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go.
There's one easy thing you can do to immediately be able to Musty double touch, and I will tell you this in this video. If you find this video helpful, like and sub to my channel as it helps me out a ton. I'm going to use this pack in my video. I assume you can flip reset and ceiling shot already. If you can't, I've got lots of tutorials on my channel in my description to help you. The first piece of advice is if you've got good mechanics to get a touch before the Musty. This gives you the perfect distance between your car and the ball to have a good Musty flick. Having a good Musty flick's a key for double touches. If your mechanics aren't good, I recommend just going straight for the Musty, but if your mechanics are good, I recommend getting that small touch before the Musty. This is what I always do, and from my experience makes your Musties so much better. To get more height on your Musty, you can go further below the ball so your Musty goes forwards and upwards. If you Musty more above the ball, you'll get the Musty going downwards, what a lot of people do when starting off. So if you want to improve your Musties even more, I've got tutorials all over my channel and description on how to improve them. But as I said, I recommend learning to be underneath the ball or in line with the ball, but I recommend underneath the ball to get more height on your Musties, and for double touches this is key. But the tip you've been waiting for, what helps me make my double touches instantly better, is this. When you do a normal Musty flick, your car rotates backwards, and from this it's literally impossible to control your car. And this happens to basically everyone starting out with Musty flicks. After you've done your Musty, you want to hold back on your joystick after a while. This will make your car face forwards and upwards like this. This will make your car have forwards momentum and go towards the ball and back wall after the Musty so you can get the double touch. After the time of your flips ended, so your flip won't fully cancel, you want to hold back on your joystick. Showing here, you can see how my car doesn't over-rotate if I hold back on my joystick. When if I just didn't press anything, my car would do this and it would be impossible to recover. This is the #1 piece of advice I have for you to be able to Musty double touch. If you've got any more questions, ask me below as I answer them, but these are the main tips for Musty double touches. And I've got tons of tutorials all over my channel for improving mechanics, doing Musty flicks, doing ceiling shots, doing flip resets and all of that, so I recommend watching all of those to be able to do this even more. I've also got settings videos on my channel as well for flip resets and other things like that. With Musty flicks, there isn't too many tips, it's mainly muscle memory. So because of this, I've made a training pack for you to grind and improve Musties a lot. This is the training pack, copy it below. If you want even more guidance, I've got a lot of tutorials in my description and channel for you to check out. As I said, this is mainly just grinding it, and I've got every single type of Musty on this pack. I'll be showing you how to double Musty flick when you're in the air and getting a reset Musty flick, then reset the Musty flick. This is the training code I'll be using in this video. You need to be able to get a flip reset then air dribble after the flip reset, like shown on screen now. This will make it a lot easier to learn the recoveries for the actual shot. You need to have extremely good mechanics for this. I've got tutorials for console and PC in my description. Mechanics is the main part of the shot. This shot is just a mechanics based shot. So having good mechanics will help you out extremely amount. And both tutorials are in the description below. I find going from the back corner is a lot easier than going from the sidewall. Your first reset needs to pop the ball outwards and not upwards, and not near the opposite goal, like shown now. Your Musty needs to go upwards and not forwards. To be able to make the Musty go upwards, you need to be a lot further under the ball than normal. Straight after the Musty, hold boost to get to the ball as soon as possible. You want to be getting the next reset before the ball drops. You want to get the reset as close to the top as possible, and by the top I mean like the peak of the ball going, like the arch. You want to be getting the reset at the top of the arch of the ball. You want to be as high as possible in the air, as it's a lot easier to recover for the next Musty. Faster you boost into the ball, the higher the reset would go upwards. So the slower you boost, the lower the ball would drop and the lower the ball would bounce off your car. The faster you boost, the higher the ball will pop upwards and the higher in the air you will be as well. The recovery to the reset is very hard, but if you can be able to do resets to air dribbles, then the recovery will be a lot easier as you've already got the muscle memory down on how to do it. If your recovery is bad, just keep practicing and experimenting. This shot requires a lot of mechanics as it's a mainly mechanics based shot. This shot requires more mechanics than skill. I made a tutorial on how to improve mechanics in description below. With the first Musty, you don't want to go forwards, because it's a lot harder to get the second Musty afterwards, so make sure your Musty is going upwards. If you're too low for the Musty, the ball will go behind you, but if you're too high for the Musty will go forwards. So you need to be in the perfect position where you're low enough that the ball just goes upwards. Keep experimenting and trying different ways, and find the perfect height yourself and stick to it. It's hard to find the right height, but when you're consistent at the Musty, it's so much easier to get the shot. I found as getting to the ball as soon as possible and fast as possible helps the most, and the setup to the second Musty would be 100 times easier if you do these two things. There's not much else to say except the shot is mainly having good mechanics and having a good first Musty. So make sure to learn your Musties a lot and have very good mechanics. Any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll answer every comment. Welcome to a new tutorial. This one is on how to improve your Musty flick. So maybe trying to get those ones and your Musty at the moment might just be looking like this, like that, and today hopefully you will learn to improve it. So first of all, you need to have really good air and ball car control. Nearly a corner one, that would be nice. And I've got 2 tutorials about how to improve your air and ball control on PC and console, and there'll be link in my bio or description of this video. And as I said before, you need good air and ball car control because it is an advanced mechanic. And I've also got one about how to get the double touch off Musties, that will be in the description as well. So now let's get on the video. So there's a few main points about Musties: your height, your setup, and where you are, like distance away from the ball. So firstly, I'll talk about the height of the ball. So your ball needs to be, your setup needs to be good, and that's done by hitting the middle of the ball here, and therefore it will go outfield and high enough. A lot of people I see hit right in the corner here really slowly, and it's like really low down, and it's hard to get the Musty flick. If you're good at Musties, then it won't be as much of a problem, but when you just start out, it'd be too hard to get the double touch. So you need to learn how to get good ceiling shots and ball placement on the ceiling. So now, when your ball is decently high enough in the sky on the ceiling shots, you need to be able to keep your height and actually get the Musty flick. And as you can see here, I'm boosting upwards a bit. This is to make my car the same speed as the ball, and that will help a lot with power, height and all of that stuff. So as you can see, same speed as the ball and also the same height as the ball. I don't want to be too low or too high. If I'm too high, it will just go downwards. That can be useful in comp if you want that, and if you're too low, it will just go behind you or something. Sometimes it gets a lot of height like that, but you don't really want that when you're in limited boost. So when you're the same speed as the ball, same height as the ball, and a good setup. Before I carry on the video, loads of you want likes and subs to the channel, and it will help me out a lot and all of that stuff if you do sub to me. And yep, I'll get back in the video and see you in the next ones hopefully. There's one other thing you need to be to stop you doing that, hitting the back of your car. Hitting the front of your car is like being too far away. That's fine because you still get a lot of power, but you're probably here to wanting the clean Musties, what's the right distance. And there's like a little way I do this. You can just do it normally by predicting the distance, and that's a bit harder than this way now. And my way that I do them is that I get a tiny little touch before, to just tee the ball a bit in front of me and making that the perfect distance for Musties. Like I get my little touch there, boost back a tiny bit, then it's just a clean Musty from then on. So getting my little touch, that didn't really work that time because it didn't go forwards. I'll quickly do one now. Like that, as you can see there. The little touch made it so it's a car distance away from the ball, and that means the Musty won't be too short or won't be too long. Nearly a corner. It's nearly got a lot of corners this episode. So there's not much else to the Musty, and if you're struggling, just remember that practice makes perfect, and if you focus on the key points and just grind this mechanic, you will get there somewhere in some time. And most partly of this is just your mechanical ability. So just working on air and car control will help tons, like massively. And this shot's actually useful in comp, it's not just a shot for freestyle. And this is the end of the tutorial. Hopefully it's helped. If it hasn't, I'm sorry, wasted all your time. But like and sub, all of that stuff, and see you in the next videos hopefully. Welcome to another video, and this one is on how to do wall musty flicks. I'll show an example now, like these. That wasn't the best one, but you know what I mean. So you're probably thinking what the pack is I'm using, and it's the third shot or second shot on this one. Just pause the video here. So when you're on this pack here, you need to hit this part of the corner here, because your ball and car will roll up the wall. Because let's say you do it here, your ball will just come off the wall and you can't get as much power and all of that stuff. So your car and ball needs to be on the wall together by hitting that corner bit there. Now when you're hitting this corner bit, you want to be below the ball, not above obviously. So you're hitting the bottom of the ball, and that will make it so when your car comes off the wall, it will probably be in line of the ball or a bit lower. Before I carry on the video, loads of you want likes and subs to the channel, and it will help me out a lot and all of that stuff if you do sub to me. And yep, I'll get back in the video and see you in the next ones hopefully. And another thing that helps a lot is to brake just before you get off the wall. And you need a lot of speed, like supersonic speed. There's a decent one. So you want to be supersonic, hit the corner of the wall there, and get your final touch, then brake on the wall just before you jump off. So getting my final touch there, having a little break, and then do the musty. You need to be able to do your normal musties, so like these ones. I can't do them for some reason, but you know what I mean. And maybe the ceiling ones would be good to learn as well. So you're probably wondering, how do you get the double touch at the end? It looks like a really tight angle. If your car, let's say, you can aim where your musties go, because if you do like if you hold A, your car goes higher. If you tap A, it goes slower and lower. So if you tap A, your car will be more in line on the left hand side of the ball, and you can musty into the backboard much easier if it's like that. And if you want to get a corner read or a really tight angle, hold A, then your car will be in line for a corner read, if you know what I mean. Like here's like a tight angle, that's because I held A on the wall, so I jumped off then. Then for cam work, ball cam until you musty, then go into car cam, and that will make the clip much cleaner. And that's basically it for this tutorial. If you found it helpful, drop a follow and put the bell on, and like the video of course. And I'll put some clips up now and the most useful stages of it. Hopefully it's helped, and see you in the next videos hopefully. Welcome back to a new video, and this one is on how to musty double touch. And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you a quick video of one now. So you have to have good mechanics to do this, so if you can't air dribble or ceiling shots or musty normally, I would probably skip this video and work on mechanics and I've got a video coming out soon on how to musty from the ceiling, so wait for that one, then come back to this one probably. So with musty double touches, there's a, not secret, but there's a thing not many people know about what makes it much easier, like 100 times easier to get the double touch, and getting more power and height on it as well, it can do. And I'll get into the video now, and hopefully it helps, and if it does, remember to like and sub and turn the bell on. So let's say you have a normal musty flick off the ceiling like one I'm showing now, and if you want to get the double touch and still doing that over flip where your car goes behind and it falls to the ground, no momentum going forwards and none of that stuff, then you're doing it wrong for the double touch, and I'll show you how to do it. So as you can see in this clip, my car is actually pointing forwards and upwards after I've done the musty, and this is exactly how to do it. After your flip cancel time is over, where it will actually affect your musty, you need to hold the opposite way on your joystick, then your car won't overflip backwards and it will be in a forwards position going upwards. And all you have to do is carry on boosting, and your car's already got momentum going forwards and upwards, and it's pointing that way where the ball will be going to. You also have to have the mechanical ability to actually stay in the air and carry on moving forwards and to predict the ball off the wall, and that's quite easy when it's going slower. And I recommend just turning ball cam off and just practicing normal double touches without the musty at first if you can't really double touch that well, and after you can double touch well, just go into musties and it should be much easier. And to have the mechanical ability, you need to have good ball and car control, what's improved in workshop maps, and if you're on console, I have a video on these, it's in my channel. Another quick thing is to do backwards musties where you're doing the full rotation, not just the front flip one, because they get more power, they're easier, they look cleaner, and just all around in general they're much better to learn than the front flip ones. There's not much else for this, but using this method you need to be able to actually get the flick, not just getting a touch, but it can work with still getting the touch because of your momentum going forwards, and if you're high enough in the air when you do the musty, it should work perfectly. And if you're too low when you're doing the musty, just work on your ceiling shots and musty flicks off the ceiling, and I've got a tutorial coming out soon how to improve your musty flick, so make sure to turn the bell on for that video. So like and sub, thanks for watching, hopefully I'll see you again in the channel, and hitting the bell will be really appreciated, and see you.